It's time for the trials in Chapter 6. Oh boy. So, as I mentioned before, I'm skipping the trial for Chapter 6-4, because that's just waiting for the butcher to essentially throw 15 different kitchen objects at you. So I'm just doing that off screen. This one's pretty bad as well. You just have to mount a warg and kill the 3 skeleton warriors.
No.
Yeah, there's no strategy to it. You're just waiting. The one for 6-2 is pretty interesting, though. You have to kill 15 of the Mandragoras in less than 15 seconds, and actually had to come up with an inventive strategy for it. So I grouped as many of them together, used the Dark Crystal. That killed 11 of them. And then I just had to find another group and use a Holy Water.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And then the other one is just the chess game. And you can only use only lose up to 3 pieces. So, read any good books lately? It's just this.
It's somehow more bizarre and boring when it's in fast forward. I don't know, man.
It's actually kind of intense when you're playing it, but not so much when you're watching it.
Well, especially as a puzzle.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a puzzle because of the way the AI is programmed, but anyway, on to Chapter 7. We're actually getting closer to the castle this time.
The balcony.
The butcher who commanded the castle kitchens fed the corpses of the dead to the ghouls. The efficiency of the queen's household is formidable indeed. The vampires drain the blood, and the ghouls feed on the remains. Nothing is left. Using his powers is making Gabriel far stronger than I anticipated. He will need more than physical prowess when he faces her. She can put a glamour upon his heart that will tempt him to forget everything he knows, even his beloved. She holds the next piece of the mask, and I fear that he will fall at the last.
Ooh.
Yep. Whatever you want to say about this game, it certainly does not lack in interesting scenery.
Continually impressive. I know I say that a lot, but
Yeah.
Next!
Yeah, and well, I've said this in a previous episode as well. I really like that they've decided to go with the snow motif for the vampire castle.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of vampires, there's some over here.
Alright, they ain't fucking around. They're just throwing you right into it this level.
Yep. Yeah, this level is pretty short, but it's actually a really good level if you need some extra sub-weapon ammo. Because there are some fights later that will just drop sub-weapon ammunition like it's going out of style. And it can be really helpful. And it's also short enough that it's easy to grind. Not so much in this section, but later on. This is also around the point in my recording where I just stop to destroy as many objects as I can so that I always have enough sub-weapon ammo for whatever's coming up.
No wall chicken yet that I can remember.
No wall chicken. Health pots are the only way to get ammo in the whole series, I think. I don't think there's any... I'm pretty sure there isn't another way to get health.
Can I be a little disappointed they didn't put that in as a Easter egg or something, like during the butcher fight?
Yeah, that is kind of disappointing. There are some throwbacks to the NES games, like specific ones that we'll be seeing later. But no wall chicken, unfortunately. But I do have some good news. We're going to be fighting a sword master again. I really like this enemy type, as I mentioned before, and I always have the most fun while fighting them, because I just like showing off against them.
Man, you're making short work of it, too.
Well, it always seems to be like my fights against them always tend to go really well or really poorly, but I always have fun.
Like, my favorite part of these enemies is the sword flip at the end, where you grab their sword out of the air and stab them.
It's great.
Yeah.
Also, there's also another like cloth-like enemy in Aria of Sorrow, which is kind of interesting as well. But I'll have to look that up later, see what it's called, and put it into the video. Also, I like that I think this is the only enemy in Lords of Shadow that actually punishes you for grabbing it too quickly. Okay, at this point I was just playing with my food. Also, there was another attack I wanted to show off. That one. It will eventually get a sword beam if you're at a certain distance from it, and it's already charged its sword with electricity. So it's this last sword master that will just explode with items after you kill it.
Oh my god, it's an ammo pinata.
Yep, it has all of the everything.
I almost feel like they're getting us ready for a boss fight.
Yeah, they might. Also, I just really like the overall design here. The more decrepit details of this part of the castle does not seem very well maintained.
It feels very old and very foreboding on the outside.
Yeah, like this game takes place in 1074. I have to wonder how long this particular castle has been around.
Forever.
I mean, I'm not especially good at like at dating buildings, but just by looking at them, in terms of when they were designed. But this can't. It looks as though it can't be more than, a few hundred years old at most. Relative to 1074.
If anyone on the thread is an expert on medieval architecture like this, hit us up.
Oh, this is far much older than medieval. This is like just after the Norman invasion of England.
If anyone is an expert on super medieval architecture.
Also, speaking of very historically accurate things that definitely happened, they were talking about doing experiments with lightning strikes in the 11th century. That's definitely not going to be important later in this video.
I see.
I was trying to show off a glitch here where you can cause Gabriel to fall in midair for several seconds if you stand at that specific spot, but I missed my window. Oh well. Be gone, skeletons.
The skeleton dropped a key. Please don't tell me it's called the skeleton key in the inventory.
We gotta destroy all of these items first.
Just gotta make sure you stock up.
Eventually I do start fast forwarding through these. I wasn't gonna say anything there because I couldn't remember whether or not it was actually called the skeleton key. But no, it's the balcony key.
The levels are starting to feel bigger, too.
Even though this one's actually quite small.
Yeah. Really good sense of scale.
Yeah, I think the art direction does a good job of making the levels feel much bigger than they are, even with the often quite restrictive invisible walls. Anyway, what could possibly be in this next room that the balcony key has been trying to hide from us? I wonder. Huh.
I mean, everybody has a junk drawer. But this is 1070 and...
Yes, we must maintain our reverence for the power-up music.
And drawers haven't been invented yet, so everyone just kind of piles junk in here.
We'll take a look at that machine in a minute, but we've got the hint scroll for this last puzzle before the end of the level.
The strange machine, the color will no longer be red. Drop the balls.
So what is this weird machine? It's Plinko!
Oh my god!
It's literally just Plinko for The Price is Right. So you have to turn all of the red paddles into green paddles. It takes a minimum of, I think, 6 or 7 steps to get this right. So obviously I just fast forwarded through it. And there you go. That's all it takes. You just have to get through the nefarious Bob Barker machine, and you'll get into the castle.
It even had Bob's face on it.
Remember to spay and neuter your pets.
Every warg, every spider, spay and neuter. Wow.
This part of the castle was once where acclaimed scientist Friedrich von Frankenstein conducted his experiments into artificial life. He was quite mad and often would conduct horrific and depraved acts, trying to discover the secrets of life itself. His own demise was equally gruesome. The vampire queen took him, but kept him alive. Thus, over many centuries, she fed on him daily, keeping him at the brink of death, yet living and aware. Why she did this is only known to a few. She once loved life and loved living things, and before she became a Lord of Shadow, she vowed she would punish Frankenstein for his vile acts. As a Dark Lord, she was able to keep her word.
Anyway, welcome to one of the more notorious levels. It's not the worst level, but it's up there. You will know when the most notorious level comes. We'll get to that. That's in chapter 9, I think. But this is up there. I like the concept of this level. I just think that it's got some issues. Anyway, we're going to hit this switch with our gauntlet.
Oh, it's a medieval circuit breaker. I got you.
Yeah. And we just got to switch the circuits around.
Nikola Tesla would be proud.
Well, I'm not going to say anything. Tesla's not in this game, but there is some connection. I'll get to it later. Anyway, we got to charge the gauntlet to move this this battery.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah. Again, I have no idea how Gabriel is meant to understand how any of this works, but okay, it's just a video game puzzle.
It just kind of works.
Yeah. Yeah, Todd Howard designed this part of the game. Or at least he claimed to, which is why it actually works. Anyway, you remember that the dagger puzzle from before? Also, I thought I had the dagger equipped. Oops. Remember that puzzle from the end of chapter 5?
Aha!
You may hear some Discord dings. I thought I had Discord muted when I was recording this. Turns out I didn't. I thought I did. And I was listening to a podcast while I was recording this because I'm just completely sick of the game's music by this point. And so sorry about that. If you keep hearing Discord dings, that's not you. That was me when I was recording this. This is the heart of the level. I always get confused during this part.
Okay, now it's really complicated is what we're saying here.
Yeah. So this is the first big one. You gotta break through this wall and hit this part. And there's that mysterious red thing on the ground. I wonder what that could be.
Can we stab it?
No, but we can pick it up. So Frankenstein created a giant enemy crab. That is the monster. That literally is this version's this game's version of the creature is a mecha crab.
This is not just a mecha crab. This is very clearly a ripoff of Porky from Mother 3.
I never thought of that. It is. It totally is.
It is! Dude! Like... Nintendo Mother 4 win.
Yeah. Anyway,
and at least bring it over here this time.
Well, the crab has to charge. That is a Tesla coil, by the way, that he's charging with. Some 700 years before Tesla was born. And
have you tried turning your crab off and on again?
I'm now trying to imagine Gabriel fighting with an IT representative, and it's not going well.
Oh, we'd put him on hold.
Anyway, so the crab is stunned, so we're gonna go over here, and I missed, but we'll eventually get it right. I think you can kind of guess where you're supposed to go with this fight.
Oh, shock the crab.
Yeah, he's gonna retreat, and then we shock him with the Tesla coil. Yes, I think that lasted for at least a few seconds too long. Actually, it's a surprisingly complex fight against it, considering it has only one real gimmick.
Oh, you can hit him after the blue turns off.
Yes, you can. That is actually the basis of the trial for this, is that you can only hit him with the Tesla coil after he charges for the first time. So basically, the whole point of the trial is to break script. Yeah, so I want to point out, without that rat, Gabriel would pretty much be trapped, and none of the rest of the series would have happened.
And just like that, the mice of Nim were no more.
Also, it is surprisingly hard to aim the gauntlet when you're hitting the switches, because it wants you to be really precise. Like, there's basically no AoE.
The hitbox could have been bigger, I feel.
Yeah, it can get pretty annoying. Also, I never fail to completely lose track of where everything is when I do this puzzle. Like, I pretty much stumbled into the correct solution. And even then, it took me a while.
Moving platforms.
Yep. And a collectible while on the moving platform. Just to be extra dickish. And I thought I had everything in the correct order here. Nope. So then I spent another 2 or 3 minutes trying to figure out where everything was.
Get everything into the...
I never ever managed to get this trial correctly. Thankfully the trial is only to do with the creature, and it's not like a speed run of this puzzle or anything. Otherwise I could probably never do it right.
Then this would be the level.
Yeah, it is. This is not the level, but it's up there. Okay, you could have just gone with like the really cliched finger twitch or whatever. That would have been okay.
Yeah, that would have been way better.
We don't need to see the creature standing up. That was overkill. Next time, we're going to go to the Chromatic Observatory, which is actually one of my favorite levels just because of how it's established. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite gimmick levels.
I am looking forward to it.